Hey, what is up, ladies and gentlemen? And I'm here to bring you guys the grand finals of MSI's 11th Pro Cup. This is for 800 euros and 300 euros respectively, I believe. Don't quote me on those numbers, but it is the grand finals here. And Tails is going to be facing off against Dignitas Killer. It is going to be a Protoss versus Zerg, and Killer taking a long journey up into this this matchup, beating Liquid Tasia. So eventually Peru did win out against Korea. I didn't think Killer could do it, but he did. He knocked out Tasia in a best of 5. They were all very good macro games, except for game 4 where he cheesed him. But you know what? There's always one cheese. You gotta expect one cheese in an extended series, and he did it. And so here he is. He beat Tasia. He's here in the grand finals. We'll see if he can take down the man who took out Golden. That is MVP Tails. And this should be pretty exciting stuff. Protoss versus Zerg. And it is going to be another best of 5, I believe. MVP Tails going to be the orange Protoss at the bottom left-hand corner. His opponent going to be Dignitas Killer, the yellow Zerg at the bottom right. Now, Protoss versus Zerg pretty much has been very stable for the last couple of months. It's all about getting that fast expansion down, more so on this map than any other, because you can wall off very easily. You will almost always see Zergs get that quick third expansion as well. And the last PVZ I guess was actually in this tournament in semifinal A, where Tails played against Golden, and he beat Golden. But in that matchup, if you remember seeing Tails go for those 7 gates, man, he won every single game with a 7 gate, whether it be 7 gate with Mass Stalker's Blink +2 timing attack, or if it was just a 7 gate because the Zerg grabbed the gold expansion on Antigua Shipyard in the middle. It was the same build pretty much time after time after time, except for the 3rd game was a little different. But it was a 7 gate, and we'll see if he does the same thing here against Killer. And if Killer is going to be prepared for it or not. His brother Golden didn't do so well, man. Golden, he was not able to hold off the 7 gate at all, in fact. We'll see if it changes up this time, as it is a different Zerg player. Forge is down right now. Nexus on the way behind the Forge. Overlord is parked overhead, and it sees everything that the Protoss is doing. Gonna relay this information home until a Cybernetics core comes up, or a Photon Cannon pushes it away, and there it is. Photon Cannon down, and the Overlord zooms out of the way, man. That is such a fast Overlord now. It's almost like they doubled their speed from snail slug-like slowness to kinda slow, but kinda fast. And they're just really good now to have on the field just for that scouting information, and they don't die very easily either anymore because of that increased speed. Nexus now about to finish up from Tails. It looks like he does have 2 gases up inside the main base, so we're not going to have that kind of, you know, oh, I'm going to 4-gate you into expansion. That's usually what Protoss do if they don't get the 2 gases inside the base, but he's going to actually tech up behind this, get a little technology going for him. But will he get the 3rd and the 4th gas? That's very important to see. For Tails, the Zerg will always assume, okay, the Protoss is going to have the 2 gases up inside the main base, but will Protoss get the 3rd and 4th gas up? From there, you can kind of deduce, okay, if he has the 2 gases up, he's teching hard, and I can play the eco game. If he doesn't have the 3rd and 4th gas up, then Killer can say, all right, I'm probably going to be under attack by something like a 7 gate with a lot of Stalkers and Blink. So you got to be careful about those kind of those early aggression plays that Protoss can do. And a lot of Protosses now feel very comfortable with going for early aggression against Zerg. They don't really want to take it to the mid game or even to the mid to late game against Zerg, because not all Protosses can get that mothership out, which is so essential now against Broodlord Infestor. And for now, it's just a really pretty macro game. Killer still has not grabbed any gases yet, to be expected. The Stefano style is pretty much all prevailing now in ZVP. It looks like he will now get the gases around 6 minutes in, and we're probably going to have the same strategy he employs against Terran. That is Ling Roach Infestor. Economy tab tied up at 34 apiece, but Protoss is now beginning to harvest that gas inside the main base, and he does have double gas coming up at the natural expansion. So we're going to have 4 gases here for MVP Tails. And the Overlord, I'm pretty sure, saw those 2 gases coming up. No, it only saw 1. But it would be prudent of Killer to get in there and get the full scout in, so he can know, alright, I've got some time here to go ahead and drone up. It won't be an attack for a while, and he can play a little bit more of a eco game, which is, I think, is what Killer likes to do anyways. Third hatchery now is up, beginning to saturate that location. Roach Warren on the way. We should see the lair coming up pretty soon here with that 100 gas. He's already got banked up. Not quite sure why he hasn't started the lair yet, but it's usually, there we go. So just a little bit late on the lair as the evolution chambers follow suit as well. You really don't want to be behind on lair tech, because that in itself means that your roach speed is going to be delayed, and then infestor is going to be delayed, and it's just a compounding issue you don't want to let happen. I hear sentry beams firing, and then take down the Overlord eventually, but with that additional speed, Overlord was able to make its way deep inside the Protoss main base, but wasn't able to see much now that the gateways have come up after the death of the Overlord. And a very macro game here from Tails. Remember, he grabbed the exterior gases, the third and fourth. When you see that happen, and the Robo Bay as well, you already know that it's unlikely to be something like the 7-gate or 8-gate or +2 timing or blink or anything like that. It's going to be a macro game here from MVP Tails as he adds on, whoa, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 gates and robotics facility now. So we'll see if Tails makes an attack here, but you know what? Remember, in those games that he played against Golden, he went for all-out aggression to end the game against Zerg. I don't think I've ever seen Tails go into a late game against Zerg yet. I mean, this is going to be very interesting if he decides to use all these 7 gates and make an attack with his robotics. So his 7-gate robo plus robotics. He will have warp prisms as well to help mobilize his army, and there is no indications of a third nexus here. Now the Overseer gets in, Killer gets inside, and he sees the extra gateways. Now Killer knows, all right, something really crazy is up here. That is way too many gateways. The Protoss does not need that many, and this is all coming in time with +1 weapons and +1 armor. So I really hope that Killer doesn't fall the same way that that Golden did. I hope he doesn't fall to this timing push. If indeed MVP Tails goes for this, it looks like he's making his way across the map. Yes, he will. And that is so many Zealots and Sentries and 2 Immortals. Don't forget about the Warp Prism as well. I don't even know where it is, but it is somewhere. There it is. It's deployed itself in the middle of the field, so there's no pylon here for Killer to take down. It's an air pylon, and he doesn't have any way to deal with this, so now he has to confront this army head on. There is no backstabbing the warp in point, and he's got to go against his army. It's going to be very hard for him to do with all the force fields ready to go from Tails. He's got so many sentries with force fields, and I don't know, man. This is going to be very hard for Killer to break, but he's got a very good concave against Tails' army. Tails should actually be very careful here, but with the force fields keeping the terrain in his favor, I think Tails can continue to fight. He's warping in more Stalkers, and Tails looking very good, ladies and gentlemen. He crushes the Roach army. It doesn't even matter that he was out concaved. He had force fields ready, and now he has got to break down a hatchery. He's got to do significant damage, and there's a timing window here because he doesn't have any more energy for force fields. He's got to kill off the hatchery, but I don't think he can. He just got walled off against the ledge right here, and those Roaches are going for the Immortals first. Both Immortals have dropped. And now the Roaches really don't have to worry about the enemy armor fire now, just Stalkers. And so Killer actually might be able to hold this off after all. Remember, he's still got a couple Spine Crawlers at the natural too. So Tails has to pull back over to his Warp Prism where he's got more sentries coming in. That is so much gas invested. That means no more not a lot of Stalkers and no more Immortals, and definitely not any tech coming out anytime soon. This is an all-in from Tails. And, I mean, he's invested so much already. I don't see him pulling back and trying to macro his way out of this. He has to crush the enemy Zerg here, at least kill off a hatchery. He's trying to ferry in the main, but this was so transparent with the Overlord already there. And, it really looks like Killer is just working the Protoss player now. He's just sitting back and becoming like the blob. The more he absorbs, the stronger he gets. He's working off of 3 bases. He's got economy to go for days. Doesn't matter that his creep spread hasn't reached the tower or is pretty much non-existent, man. He is so far ahead of the Protoss right now in all avenues. The tech of MVP Tails is like non-existent. There's no Colossus. There's nothing. There's nothing here. And Tails is so far behind right now. I don't know what he's gonna do. He will have one more timing attack on his hands, I would imagine. And if he does not crush the Zerg then and there, then Killer is just going to become too hard to stop. And you know what? Infestation Pit is on the way. So it's gonna be in Tails' best favor to attack and kill the Zerg off before Infestors hit the field. He's got about a minute to do it. maybe a little bit more. And he is going to start to round out his army right now, beginning to issue the death order, the death march. Here comes everything. You know, if Tails can actually get some sentries up on the high ground here and perma-field this ramp, he could ferry his entire army into the main, but I don't think he's going to do that. He's just got too many units to even try to ferry in through one Warp Prism. It'd be very hard to do. He's just going to go for this huge push here with all of his Protoss army, but his Immortals are in the front. They get caught by a bunch of roaches, and all the Immortals have fallen again, and now all Killer has to do is back out, wait for the force fields to expire, and then go at it one more time when the Protoss attacks into him. There's no more Immortals for him to deal with, and I don't know, man. Tails is not looking good in the first game of this grand final from MSI. It is not looking good at all. His tech continues to fall behind, and guess what? Infestors are about to hit the field. Dignitas, Killer, well played, did not fall to this timing play like Golden did, and was able to absorb it and play the Zergy style that is necessary in order to hold off this attack and take the victory. And now, you know, Tails still not out of it yet, might have one more window of opportunity. He hasn't lost his entire army, but man, is he running low on resources inside the main base. Still has no tech to speak of, trying to warp in Zealots into the main base. The Warp Prism almost gets taken down. Those Zealots are like clueless, don't know where to go. And here we go. Tails might go for the top, but he gets fungled. And it wasn't too bad of a fungal because he wasn't chained. And he's actually going to be able to make his way up the ramp here, but he's got to be very careful. He should get up the ramp, set up the concave before he gets fungled. Nice positioning from MVP Tails. Now, if he can perma-field this ramp, maybe bring the Warp Prism back and ferry his units out of here, it might not be too bad, but his Warp Prism is just dilly-daddling behind. And, you know, like I said, it's very hard to ferry all of these units out with just one Warp Prism. He's trying to buy time with his sentries and force field, but guess what? Tunneling Claws is coming. So he can't hold up here. This Bastion will not hold forever. There are some drones for him to feed off for some time. And it looks like he's going to kill off all these drones, but no escape plan from MVP Tails. He's got to get this Warp Prism out of there, but he gets fungled. And I don't think this Warp Prism's going anywhere. There's no way in hell. But at the very least, it served as a distraction, and maybe Tails can now get the rest of his army out of here and still have a slight shot, but he's got to worry about the front door right now, man. Oh, man, does he need sentries and Immortals right now? I don't even know if sentries really cut it because Tunneling Claws is about to finish along with Burrow, and Dignitas Killer is slamming everything he's got through the front door. Nothing that Tails can do about this as Infested Terrans hit the floor. You know, Tails should just go for a complete counter backstab, but look at Killer. He's got Spine Crawlers in position. There's no backstab to be had. Tails has to pull back. He has to play defensive, but it's too late. He's losing so much here, and if he loses the Nexus, it's going to be the nail in the coffin. Will he be able to save the Nexus? That's what we're looking to see right now, but he's already lost a bunch of probes back here. In fact, about 20 probes gone down so far in this game. Right now, Killer is surrounded inside the base, but you know what? He's in a very advantageous position if he's got his Roaches and Infestors hitting the Nexus. And like I said, if Tails cannot keep this Nexus alive, it's pretty much game, and it's probably gonna go down. There it is. It has fallen, and now Tails has no mining at all. He is not making any money to speak of. APM right now 240, 300 spiking there for the Zerg player. Protoss now running out of stuff to do, so his APM begins to drop, and he's still got to worry about these Roaches in his base. It's too late for your Colossus tech, man. This is so far flung now at this point. I'm surprised he's even trying to go into Colossus, but he's still got to worry about these Infestors inside his main mineral line. Infestors just scantipeding underground right now, dropping Infested Terrans wherever they can. Still Roaches burrowed underground, and is there even an observer out right now? The robotics facility is trying to be replaced. There is an observer out on the field, so these Roaches are going to get caught. Nice force field, but unfortunately Roaches do go under force fields, so that actually works against him. And Killer's just trying to be as efficient as he can with whatever forces he's got remaining inside the base. But at this point, it is pretty much GG. Killer will be able to take this game as he rams in with all of his reinforcements. And Nexus is going to fall. And Tails is gonna GG. So the first game of the Grand Finals is gonna go to Dignitas Killer. The Peruvian takes one game in this best of 5. Hope I'll see you guys in game 2. This is HD StarCraft signing out.